Today's top stories. The Comelec urges candidates to file their statement of contributions and expenditures or be barred from taking up posts. The Philippines and Vietnam adopt a 5-year action plan to strengthen cooperation. Manila Water implements a contingency plan to mitigate the effects of El Niño. And the Presidential Anti-Corruption Commission commends PCOO Secretary Martin Andanar for helping in the campaign against corruption.
Good day, I'm William Theo. Welcome to the PNA Newsroom. The Commission on Elections, or Comelec, reminds candidates in the May midterm elections to file their statements of contributions and expenditures, or SOCE, or face disqualification for life. They are also told to register their official social media supporters. More on this from Rom Dulfo.
The Commission on Elections says winning candidates in the May 13 elections who will fail to submit their Statement of Contributions and Expenditures, or SOCE, may be permanently barred from assuming office. Comelec Resolution number 10505 states that no elected candidate shall enter upon the duties of office until he has filed his SOCE. According to the Comelec, the winning candidates would be given 6 months to comply. Otherwise, they will not be proclaimed. The deadline for all candidates and parties to submit their SOCEs is on June 12, a month after Election Day. For losing candidates and party list groups, the deadline shall be final and non-extendable. Meanwhile, a total of 23 senatorial bets and 17 party list groups have registered their social media accounts. The Comelec reminds candidates to immediately register their official blog and social media pages. Based on the Fair Elections Act, candidates and political parties that will use internet, mobile, and social media propaganda are required to register the website name and web address of the official blog and official media page. Ads, any other blog or social media page endorsing a candidate will be considered as another blog or social media page. For the PNA Newsroom, I'm Rom Dulfo.
PNP Chief Oscar Albayalde took the side of NCRPO Chief with the spread of the viral video of an anti-drug agent arrested from Marikina for extortion. The video posted on social media showed NCRPO Chief Guillermo Eleazar loudly scolding Police Corporal Marlo Ciblao Quibete, a member of the Eastern Police District Drug Enforcement Unit, in front of the media. Quibete was arrested last Tuesday for extorting 200,000 pesos in exchange for a drug suspect's freedom. Albayalde said he would have expressed his frustration loudly had he been in Eleazar's position, and that policemen have been warned about PNP's internal cleansing campaign. He said Eleazar's action might as well be broadcast by the media to show corrupt cops that the PNP is serious in removing them from their ranks. Eleazar has apologized for his outburst. President Rodrigo Duterte has named Court of Appeals Justice Amy Lazaro Javier as the newest Supreme Court Associate Justice. Presidential spokesperson Salvador Panelo says the palace is confident that Javier would display a high degree of competence, integrity, and independence during her stint at the Supreme Court. Javier is a magna cum laude education graduate of the Philippine Normal University. She obtained her law degree at the University of Santo Tomas. She began her career in public service as a trial attorney in the Office of the Solicitor General in 1983 and later became Assistant Solicitor General in 1994. The Department of Foreign Affairs, or DFA, has granted the request of the National Commission on Muslim Filipinos to open a Hajj special lane at the DFA. The Hajj special lane will be available at the DFA Central Office in Asiana, Parañaque City starting March 10 and will be open from 1 to 4 in the afternoon. The Hajj lane will help Muslim pilgrims in processing their passports so they can attend the yearly Hajj pilgrimage to Mecca. Meanwhile, the DFA is still studying the opening of Hajj special lanes in Zamboanga, Davao, and Cagayan de Oro. The POEA promises livelihood for repatriated OFWs from Kuwait, and authorities arrest a Russian national accused of fraud in Manila. More on these and other news around the metro from Benj Bondo.
The Philippine Overseas Employment Administration is set to give livelihood assistance to 30 distressed OFWs who were repatriated from Kuwait. The qualified OFW can receive 20,000 pesos worth of livelihood assistance, which consists of business starter kits, tools, and raw materials aimed at improving their socio-economic well-being. Legal assistance will also be provided should they decide to file charges against their Arab employers and recruitment agencies. In Manila, immigration authorities arrested a 37-year-old Russian wanted for fraud in his country. Anton Likarev was apprehended after he attempted to extend his temporary visitor's visa. Likarev is wanted for large-scale crimes involving acquisition of property by deceit. He was also arrested in 2017 for killing a green sea turtle in a protected area in Negros Oriental. Meanwhile, the Department of Transportation is studying the petition of the Light Rail Manila Corporation, or LRMC, for a fare hike. DOTR Undersecretary Timothy John Batan said the petition must undergo public consultation, and they will also study the concessionary agreement between the government and LRMC. They will also determine whether the fare hike will be shouldered by passengers or by the government. The LRMC is asking for a 5 to 7 peso fare hike for LRT1. For the PNA Newsroom, I'm Bench Bondo.
Still to come, the Philippines and Vietnam adopt a 5-year action plan to strengthen cooperation. Manila Water implements a contingency plan to mitigate the effects of El Niño. More on these when the PNA Newsroom continues.
Sa ginagawa ng presidente. February 24, Linggo, Cebu City. Ipinamahagi ni Pangulong Rodrigo Roa Duterte ang cash grants sa abot sa 1,500 beneficiaries ng Unconditional Cash Transfer o UCT. February 25, Lunes, Pasay City. Panauhing pandangal ang Pangulo sa First National Assembly ng Liga ng mga Barangay sa Pilipinas. February 26, Martes, Ermita, Manila. Dumalo si Pangulong Duterte sa 2019 General Assembly of the League of Municipalities of the Philippines. At nakiramay siya sa mga naulila ni Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas Governor Nestor Espinilla Jr. February 28, Huwebes, Villamor Air Base. Nakipagpulong si Pangulong Duterte kay U.S. Secretary of State Michael Pompeo. Caloocan City. Pinangunahan ng Pangulo ang inaugurasyon ng North Luzon Expressway Harbor Link Segment 10 na durugtong sa MacArthur Highway at C3 Road sa Caloocan.
This new highway is expected to decongest Metro Manila by providing access to NLEX without the need to pass through EDSA or the Balintawak Toll Plaza. It will reduce travel time from Valenzuela to C3 from the usual 1 hour to just 5 minutes. That's heaven.
Pinangunahan din niya ang groundbreaking ceremony ng NLEX-SLEX Connector Road projects na makababawas sa bigat ng daloy ng trapiko sa Metro Manila.
All of the projects that we undertake and will do for the rest of my term, we give our gratitude to the builders, the contractors, the partners of government, and we place it in the name of the people of the Republic of the Philippines. Nobody can claim credit in the name of the people. It is their money. And for all of us.
Ako po si Secretary Martin Andanar at ito ang Duterte on Duty. Abangan sa susunod na linggo ang mga gagawin ng Pangulo.
The Philippines and Vietnam made agreements on cooperation and other regional issues at the 9th meeting of the Joint Commission for Bilateral Cooperation in Manila. Foreign Affairs Secretary Teddy Locsin Jr. and Vietnamese Deputy Prime Minister Pham Binh Minh signed the Philippines-Vietnam 5-year Plan of Action 2019 to 2024. The two parties discussed the importance of maintaining peace amid territorial disputes in the West Philippine Sea. Min said the political and diplomatic relations between the two countries have grown positively with a higher level of trust. Philippines and Vietnam's bilateral trade turnover in 2018 alone amounted to $4.72 billion or 18% higher than 2017. Social Security System Chief Emmanuel Dooc submitted his resignation letter to President Rodrigo Duterte. Dooc says he voluntarily and irrevocably stepped down to provide President Duterte the opportunity to name a new president and CEO. Dooc thanked Duterte for his support and for the opportunity to serve in his administration. He also expressed his gratitude to the Social Security Commission and to the SSS management team. The SSS, under Dooc's management, posted the highest members' contribution collection in the history of the pension fund with 181 billion pesos in 2018. Manila Water called on its customers in Metro Manila's East Zone to conserve water as it announced the implementation of its water supply contingency plan effective this month. The water concessionaire will implement operational adjustments to manage its water supply during the El Niño months as the dry conditions threaten water levels at La Mesa Dam. Manila Water has advised customers to conserve and sparingly use water, check and prevent leaks to avoid wastage, and report leaks, illegal connections, defective meters, and unauthorized withdrawal of water from fire hydrants. East Zone customers are also encouraged to follow and regularly visit Manila Water on Facebook and Twitter for advisories and information on the water supply situation. The Department of Agriculture in Western Visayas is conducting damage assessment of areas affected by El Niño. Southern Iloilo and Antique are the areas where there is a distinct wet and dry season. The DA says they have already been informed about the occurrence of the weak El Niño as early as second semester of 2018 and has advised farmers in affected areas to plant onion, garlic, and other crops rather than rice that needs more water. 67 units of pump and engine sets to selected rice farmers and 15 units to corn farmers are provided. The Bureau of Soils and Water Management also transferred some 2.2 million pesos for the conduct of cloud seeding. The DOH calls for collaboration against dengue in the Bicol region. Meanwhile, Davao City Police undergo a surprise drug test. More on this and other news from the provinces from Janice Cabe.
In Albay, the Department of Health has called for multi-sectoral collaboration to curb the incidence of dengue, which has risen to 43% compared to last year. It also asked residents to be vigilant and cooperative in community-based activities to manage and control dengue. In Negros Oriental, LTO Dumaguete wants to regulate all public transport following last week's accident that left 6 students dead and several others injured in Zamboanguita town. According to report, the commuter-type high-ace van that collided with a cargo truck appeared to have certain violations such as overloading and distracted driving. LTO Dumaguete is recommending van-for-hire drivers and operators to undergo safety seminars as well as setting up of motor vehicle inspection centers, speed limit, and deputizing PNP personnel as LTO agents. In Davao City, a surprise random drug test was held in Davao City Police Office following the arrest of an agent of the Eastern Police District Drug Enforcement Unit for kidnapping and extortion of a drug suspect. Davao City Police Director Alexander Tagum says the drug test ensures that none of its personnel are involved in drugs, and it also aims to assert moral ascendancy in the Duterte administration's war on drugs. For the PNA Newsroom, I'm Janice Cave.
Up next, the Presidential Anti-Corruption Commission commends PCOO Secretary Martin Andanar for helping in the campaign against corruption. A Redemptorist Catholic Church welcomes the return of its old church bells after 65 years. The PNA Newsroom returns after these reminders.
Isang bata sa Iloilo ang di umano'y biktima ng viral online game na Momo Challenge. Unang naiulat na nakidnap ang bata batay sa sarili nitong pahayag sa mga pulis. Pero nang magduda ang PNP sa kanyang kwento, ay lumitaw ang isyong may sinunod siyang utos ng isang kausap sa online game. Ligtas ang bata pero hindi naligtas ang kalooban ng mga magulang dahil sa negatibong epekto ng Momo Challenge. Munsod na rin ito ng balitang may 2 batang nag-suicide sa Metro Manila dahil sinunod din ang utos ng isang kausap sa online game na ito. Nakipag-usap ang PIA Western Visayas sa otoridad para magbigay din ng babala sa lahat ukol sa delikadong pagkalat ng Momo Challenge. Minungkahi ni Police Major Joseph Villaran, Deputy Chief ng Anti-Cybercrime Office ng Police Regional Office 6, ang striktong patnubay at gabay ng magulang sa mga anak na gumagamit ng gadget at internet. Ayon naman kay Ana Carla L. Villanueva, Secretariat ng Regional Council Against Trafficking, Child Pornography, Violence Against Women and Children, mayroon na silang mga hakbang para sa level of awareness sa safety of children online. Para naman kay Binibining Monique Muyardas, isang propesor sa psychology sa University of the Philippines, Visayas, ang kahalagahan ng tiwala at bukas na komunikasyon sa pagitan ng mga magulang at kanilang mga anak ang dapat pakatutukan.
The younger you are, you get more curious. Innocently, no? Hindi nila intensyon na madala sa ganong pagkasindak, no? Curiosity is a very important aspect or element that these online developers try to tap.
Carlson Alelis para sa Talking Print Media ng PIA Western Visayas.
The Presidential Anti-Corruption Commission, or PACC, commends Presidential Communications Operations Office Secretary Martin Andanar for his contributions in the anti-corruption drive of President Rodrigo Duterte. The PACC lauds Andanar for valuable contribution and unfailing assistance to the PACC in the pursuit of its mandate to weed out corruption. In January, Andanar was recognized as an outstanding media icon and broadcaster by the National Consumers Affairs Foundation. He was also awarded the Best Media Personality of 2018 by the Daily Tribune. Last year, Andanar received the Dangal ng Sambayanang Pilipino Award for Pinakamahusay sa Pagdilingkod Bayan in the Gawad Filipino Awards. He was then awarded the Most Outstanding Public Servant during the 2nd Diamond Golden Awards. Andanar was also recognized by the National Press Club for his support for press freedom and the welfare of the Philippine media community. And in our foreign news, India and Pakistan continued their conflict along the border in Kashmir, with both sides accusing each other of unprovoked ceasefire violations. The Indian Army says Pakistan has initiated shelling along the de facto India-Pakistan border. Earlier on Tuesday, Pakistan's army claimed that the Indian Army deliberately fired upon civilians and injured one resident. Pakistan and India also accused each other of attacking along the line of control. The two sides have engaged in hostilities following the February 14 terrorist attack in the Indian state of Jammu and Kashmir. The Indian Air Force attacked alleged terrorist targets in February 26 in Balakot, located inside Pakistan. The two air forces clashed the following day, and each fighter jet was shot down. In sports, the Phoenix Fuel Masters displayed their hidden strength as they beat a 17-point deficit and win over the Magnolia Hotshots. Jason Perkins fired a three-pointer that sealed Magnolia's defeat, with Matthew Wright in the assist. Calvin Abueva helped Phoenix claw back up with 24 points, 13 rebounds, and 5 assists. Paul Lee and Mark Baroka made 16 points each to lead the Hotshots. Meanwhile, Colombian Jeep showed its dominance over the rain or shine Elasto Painters as it crawls to the playoffs. Rashawn McCarthy made 22 points to add up to Colombians' rally of 4 wins and 5 losses. Mark Borboran contributed 21 points, while Jackson Cruz made 12 for rain or shine. An old church bell has returned to its former owners in Dumaguete. The church has highlighted the importance of the bell in looking back at the history of the Christian faith in the city. Joyce Cudis has the story.
A decades-old brass church bell has found its way back to its original Catholic Church parish in Dumaguete after being away for 65 years. In a simple turnover and consecration rites at the Our Mother of Perpetual Hope Church, officials of the Motong Parish formally returned it to the Congregation of the Most Holy Redeemer, commonly known as Redemptorist. Father Sean Purcell said the bell is not as famous as that of Balangiga, but for them it is an important part of the history of the Redemptorist in Dumaguete. The bell will tell the people of the history of the Redemptorist when they first came in Negros Oriental, and would help in restoration efforts as these form part of their heritage. For the PNA Newsroom, I'm Joyce Cudis.
Let's now check out the weather forecast for Metro Manila and the rest of the country. Let's take another look at today's top stories.
The Comelec urges candidates to file their statement of contributions and expenditures or be barred from taking up posts. The Philippines and Vietnam adopt a 5-year action plan to strengthen cooperation. Manila Water implements a contingency plan to mitigate the effects of El Niño. And the Presidential Anti-Corruption Commission commends PCOO Secretary Martin Andanar for helping in the campaign against corruption.
Thank you for watching another edition of the PNA Newsroom. To check out these and other stories, visit the PNA website or follow the Philippine News Agency on Facebook and Twitter. For more stories about the government and how it serves the Filipinos, look for these hashtags in all of our social media platforms and websites. And that's your daily dose of the latest news and information that you need to know. From the PNA Newsroom, I am William Theo. Good day.